Hello, this is Nikole Haumont with Shield Bar Marketing. Today, we're going to talk about butter. No, not the dairy product, but it happens to be the barn name of a horse that I had for quite a while in my life. Here is a photo of her. Her name is Butter, aka Butterscotch, also known as Scooter, and formerly registered as Supreme Show with the American Quarter Horse Association. I purchased Butter when she was 6 months old with the intent of bringing her up through the 4-H program. I was 11 years old at that time, and horses were a huge part of my life growing up on a working ranch in eastern Montana. Butter came into my life as the number 3 horse into the sale ring the day that I got her, and being anxious and excited, I bought her for $350. At the end of the sale, we loaded her up, and oh my goodness, I petted her, and she had bumps. Oh my goodness, she had bumps. I was devastated. Why would a horse have bumps? A 6-month-old baby. So after talking me down, we realized, okay, it's just a skin condition, a few baths with some medicated shampoo, and she'll be good to go. But today I also want to talk about how far will you go to save something. So my first meeting with Butter was a little bit bumpy, but after that, we had a lot of fun. I remember crawling up on her back, and probably not, the safest thing to do, but we went trotting around to the other corral, and she spooked. Now I was on her bareback. She spooked, and I ended up in the hay feeder. So, make sure you use a round pin if you're going to start a young horse. But I remember another time when she was 2. And we came home from being to town for the day, running errands and, picking up groceries. That's at the time that we lived 35 miles from a town of 60 and about 100 miles from a town larger where we actually did our grocery shopping. And she was in the wrong pasture. And we were like, why is she in the wrong pasture? And she's just standing there. Normally, she's with the other horses. Or she nickers and kind of comes running because I made her my pet at this time because by then I'd had her for 18 months. And we walk over to the pasture and there's this huge, huge puddle of blood. She had jumped at least 3 fences to get where she was. And I was devastated. I mean, she was a smaller horse to begin with. She only grew up to be about 14 2 hands, which is a smaller horse, which is good for short people like me to get on. But my parents were like, we have to get her to the vet. We have to take her in. She needs stitches if we're going to save her. And so, of course, we load the horse trailer up with Butter in it, and we have another 100-mile trip to get her to the vet. The first vet's like, there's really nothing you can do about it. Just, we'll wrap it and see if she heals up, which my parents wouldn't take that as an answer because they knew that I would be devastated if I lost this horse. So Mom and Dad took her on to another vet, and they stitched her up, and she had a scar that grew into her hoof for her next entire life, her 20-some years on this earth. But you know what is the best part of this? She never, ever limped on that hind foot after she got fixed. In fact, I went on to run barrels on her and placed in our local jackpot and won some money with her a couple different summers in a row. So how far will you go to save something? I honestly don't know how much the vet bill was. I probably don't want to know, considering the fact that we only spent $350 on her when we bought her. I'm pretty sure that vet bill was a lot more than that. And you know what's funny is throughout the years, if a horse was going to get hurt, it was Butter. If there was a piece of wire to be found, it was Butter. But that horse meant the world to me. She taught a lot of lessons to me. And thankfully, my parents went the extra mile and saved her for me, even though she was a pain in the butt a lot of the times. And she was definitely an alpha mare. For being a short-legged little mare, she liked to be out in front. No matter how tall the horse was beside her, she would keep out in front. So 2 of the things that I learned from Butter was, how far will you go to save something? Is it worth it? 9 times out of 10, when it comes to animals, it may not be worth it financially, but emotionally it is. Where is it for you when it comes to business? How far are you going to go to save your business? When is it time to cut your losses? That's an answer that you're going to have to come up with yourself. But hopefully you have had experience and you've lived to tell about it, and you've loved your animals and your business since. So next time you think about quitting, think about also how far you have come, how far you want to go, and if it's going to be worth saving what you have right now. So make it a standout week, and we'll talk soon.